evening. It's 8 o'clock. Never want to start too early. Don't want to be late. But good evening, everyone. Come on in, and it's time for Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday. So in the chat, tell me where you're hailing from, and then we're gonna talk about. We've got some very exciting announcements next week. Huge week for us. So I want everybody to be prepared. I want to welcome all of our new people who've just enrolled in our Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. So welcome. Let me see who's in the room with me on Zoom, and then also acknowledge those of you who are also in the Facebook community. We are streaming live onto Facebook, YouTube. We're in the Zoom room. So we've got a lot going on. Let me see who's here so I can give you a shout out. Let's see who's in the room with me. You look in the chat. Yes, we're on YouTube. We're everybody. So Tanya from Philly, hello. Darlene from New York. Okay, now good people, for those who are in the Zoom room with me, I have to see your beautiful faces. So listen, we are all family in here. So turn on those cameras so that I can look at you, because I've got to get to know you. This is a community. This is a sisterhood. So I don't care what you're doing. If you eating dinner, maybe the kid cleaning the kitchen, whatever you're doing, you're in good company. So come on in. Let me give some more shout outs. So we've got Calandra from Calandra from Northern Virginia, Diane Stokes, Ophelia from Orangeburg, South Carolina, North Virginia, New York, Texas, South Carolina. South Carolina's in the house, man. I was just talking with a lady. I had went to one of my favorite haunts here in the DMV area. It's called Model Home Interiors, and it's where they, furniture that's coming out of model homes, is where they resell it. And so I found some. Girl, I am always getting the best values, because that's how if you don't spend too much money, you're going to have some money to invest. So that's what it's all about. But anyhow, I'm there, and the lady just started chatting me up. Hey, what you doing? How long you been coming here? I was like, honey, I have outfitted 3 homes coming up into this place. And she was like, me too, girl. I got a place in South Carolina. I'm like, where are you from in South Carolina? She's like, Columbia. I'm like, yeah, my girl is in Columbia. You might know her, Carolyn Sawyer, former anchor, yada, yada, yada. So you know how we are. We just act like, because listen, we're all cousins, all right? We're all cousins. Somehow I'm going to know somebody in your family, or you're going to know somebody I know. But anywho, welcome to Wealthy You Wind Down. And it's so lovely. Look at all these beautiful faces. Love it. This is one of the favorite things that I love to do. Wealthy You Wind Down. Of course, staffing me this evening is the wonderful, marvelous, super fantastic, talented Japrina, who handles all of our social media, and it does all things technical. And I know she's sick of the tea. Japrina, can you help me do this? Can you help me do that? But no, we wouldn't know what to do without her. She is the newest person on the team, but you would never know it, because it's like she's been here forever. I mean, she's already like a daughter to me. And so I just want to thank her publicly for it takes teamwork to make the dream work. I see many of our ambassadors are in the house. Who am I looking at? Stephanie Hawkins is here. And many of you, so in the chat, tell me, how many of you, it's your first time at Wealthy You Wind Down Wednesday? Perhaps you just joined the group Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. Anybody join the Savvy Money Makeover Challenge? In the chat, let me know. Oh, so I got all the OGs in here. Y'all have been there and done that. But guess what? Savvy Money Makeover Challenge starts on May 10th. And for many of you, even though you may have already taken the Savvy Money Makeover Challenge, you know, my executive administrative assistant, Stephanie helped me start launching these things. Do you know Stephanie goes through every challenge and she always finds some more money? She'd be like, Miss Deb, you're not going to believe it, but I did the challenge again and I took this over here and I invested more in this. So I'll be talking a little bit more about the Savvy Money Makeover Challenge that's coming up. But it is WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, where it's Cinco de Mayo. And you know what? I don't have sangria, so I had to get my favorite glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. And my husband poured this for me and then ran out the door to go pick up our daughter, who, now check this out, y'all. Now this is how your children do. Now, you know, every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, WealthyU Wind Down. What does little sis do? Her train gets in at 8:15. Who's picking me up? I was like, sound like you might be taking an Uber tonight, but her dad's, no, I gotta go get her. I'm like, okay. Like, sometimes I feel like she does it on purpose to, you know, just kind of make me see, you know, that whole father-daughter relationship. But no, actually, I'm very, very grateful. They're very close. We're a close-knit family. If you don't know anything about me yet, you will get to know me. And we're pretty transparent as a family and as a community. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Deborah Owens. I'm founder and CEO of WealthyU, where we help Black women build their first investment portfolios to 7 figures and beyond. So I want you all to hear that, to 7 figures and beyond, because what I want you to know, there are women in here who are at 7 figures and beyond. But you know what? They all started at the same place. Some are moving faster than others, but one of the things you have to understand about WealthyU is that all progress is great progress. So you know what I want to do tonight, and I hadn't planned on doing this, but I think it needs to be WealthyU Wind Down Wednesdays. So WealthyU Wind Down Wednesdays is where we publicly share what our wins are. Okay, so our financial wins, you know, I'm going to shout out somebody, because in the WealthyU community this week, I think it was Eileen Hurd who talked about the fact that she had paid off two credit cards, win, and now she's investing more. So in the chat, if you had any wins, if you paid off a credit card, if you increase the amount that you're putting in your retirement contribution, if you started your Stash App account, because for those of you in WealthyU Society, you know, we have Stash App training every month. And Michelle Smith, now I wasn't supposed to be on that training, but because we had some snafus around getting her on Zoom, I had to let her in, and then, you know, I was eavesdropping. And Michelle, man, if you are in the WealthyU Society and you have not attended that training, I want to really encourage you to do so, because she is so thorough and so patient to the point where I had to get in the chat and say, look, y'all, Michelle gotta go, because y'all, you know how folks can do. You know, I got another question. Then some people came in late. And so I told Michelle, I was like, Michelle, I'm going to have a conversation with our WealthyU Society members and let them know that they can't be coming in late, because you do a very thorough presentation. And if you really want to get your wealth on and get your stock on, then you need to be there on time. But not only that, many women are already investing in Stash App, and they want to know how to take it to the next level. may have started with a beginner's account that's like $9. Now they want to know what the model portfolio is, and just great conversation, because that's really what WealthyU is about. WealthyU is really about helping you, no matter where you are on your financial path, gain access to the knowledge that probably you were never taught in your formal education. The truth is that wealth and investment knowledge and how to build it is typically taught to anyone, from a family member or someone who had a trusted advisor. And if you're the first generation to invest, no one ever taught you how. And so that's what we do in WealthyU. We really give you access to the knowledge and information you need so you can take ownership of your financial success, so you can learn what it means to invest, learn how to analyze and research stock, how the financial markets work, so that then once you learn it, you can then pass it on, and now your family can inherit it from you, and then the next generation goes on and on and on, and we will break this cycle of financial ignorance that really has put all of our community at a disadvantage. Disagree or agree with me, ladies? So let me go into some of these wins. Woo, y'all paying off debt. Uh-oh, come on now. Nay, paid cash for a brand new car and are debt free. All right, I am not mad at you. As long as you don't have a car note, we're good. Let's see. I paid off 2 credit cards. It looks like we got a couple of people waiting. I'm gonna let y'all in. Let's see. Oh, Calandra paid off Amex credit card. Let me tell you, Amex, I gotta give you a hey now and a hallelujah, because folks need to know, out of all the companies, when it comes to a credit card, Amex does not play. Amex will mess your credit up so bad that you can't even go to the payday loan store and get a loan once Amex get on. Amex will garnish your bank account. You look up, they don't even have nothing to do with your car, and your car might not be outside. So I just gotta tell y'all, make sure y'all take care of American Express. A 30-year member, Amex, I'm not mad at you. So I don't want y'all looking at me saying, Deb, no, Amex, because what many people don't know is one of the reasons I travel with Amex is because Amex has all different kinds of benefits. Like if you rent a car with Amex, you are double insured. True story. I was used to be insured by, what do I want to call them? The turtle or whatever their little mascot is. I won't even say their name. But I was down south at a family reunion and I rented a car and the gear went out of shift with my son and daughter in the back seat. I had stepped out. That car started rolling. My son has the presence of mind. He couldn't have been any more than 8 to just pull the shift up. Otherwise, they would have ended up in a swimming pool and God knows what would have happened. So, the car got a little banged up because it hit a tree. And then I went to file my claim, and they had all kind of stories about why they wouldn't pay that claim. I went to American Express, Johnny on the spot. They took care of everything. That's why I am a loyal I didn't mean to do an Amex commercial, but I just want you guys to understand that some of these different cards come with benefits, so you should take advantage of it. So let's see. Oh, excellent. This is my first wind down. Devetta from Raw Walk, Texas. So welcome, Devetta. Welcome to Wind Down. Regina paid off 2 credit cards. My first time attending. Love it, love it, love it. Ladies, you are in the right place. Oh, Rosina said, just claimed my first stash party stock tonight. Woo woo! That started happening at 8 o'clock. And you know what? Michelle always lets you know when those stash parties are going on. Ruth Simpson said, I started stash. Fantastic. Chandra says, emergency fund is comfortable now. Love it, love it, love it. Alethea says, I started my stash account. Woo! Lots and lots of win. Lynette says, I increased my 401k from 10% to 11% and started putting money in my Fidelity IRA. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You are doing so well. Oh my, man, you guys are renting out your homes, starting stash accounts, investing in Bitcoin. I was so afraid to invest before this class, and now thanks for the support and knowledge. Hey, y'all just getting started. Here's what I want you to understand. You are just getting started. I was talking with someone tonight who was inquiring about WealthyU and the different ways that they can get involved in WealthyU. You know, one of the things I was really sharing with them is just actually it wasn't, I was talking to the team about this, and I was sharing with them just how gratified I am to see the transformations that happen in this community. What you must know is my team always says to me, do you ever sleep? Well, it's not that I don't sleep. I do sleep. But I tell you, sometimes I have to jump out of my sleep because I have such a sense of urgency around our mission of helping 1 million Black women achieve $1 million in net worth by building a 7-figure investment portfolios. And so that urgency really causes me sometimes to be restless, but not restless in a bad way. I want you guys to understand that. So let me just ask you guys this question. Have you ever been really, really worried and you can't sleep? In the chat, tell me, have you ever been really, really worried? And so you're so worried you can't sleep. Have you ever, that ever happened to anybody, right? And, so you're worried and, you pray and you say, I'm going to give it to God, but somehow you can't get that off of your mind, right? Like, I've been there. And, not that I won't ever be there again, but you do learn to quiet my mind. You got to meditate, right? Pray and, give things over and know that there's so little that you truly have control over. And what I would say is that's what COVID has really, the pandemic, COVID has really taught me, is just how little control you have over anything, right? Like you can, you can want things for other people, for your family, for friends. You can want more for them than they want for themselves, right? But in fact, there's not really anything you can do about it. I mean, even though you want it, right? Like even for your kids, they gotta want it too. And so the point I'm making is that there is one restlessness that's of worry, and there's another restlessness that's of hope, right? And so what I try to get the team to understand is that my restlessness is of hope and a dream, right? So what I think I need to be very transparent about to all of you is that I've been on this path literally for 30 years. From the time I got exposed to the investment industry, what has always driven me was the need to share this information and this insight with my community and with the people that didn't get access to it, right? So from the time I started with Merrill Lynch to Fidelity, I really felt, man, this is great. That I could could connect and give my community access through the inside. And so, even inside of the organization, Fidelity sponsored my first radio show. I did a lot of public seminars while I was at Fidelity. But then what I realized as I went up in the organization and then joined other financial services organizations was that the access could not be given from the inside, because from the inside, I want you guys to hear me out. From the inside, if you didn't have enough assets, you weren't valuable to them. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I know many of you agree or disagree. See, I know many of you have probably in the past even reached out to investment companies thinking that they were going to give you knowledge and educate you and they will welcome you and it didn't matter how much money you had. And yet, what you probably were met with was, I don't want to call it outright disdain, but, kind of brushed off to the side like, no, this isn't for you. You guys agree or disagree, guys? How many times? Okay, so Paula says this just happened 7 months ago. Yes. Okay, and Michelle says some want 5 to 10K before they will talk to you. So here's what's deep, guys, right? So I'm inside. I'm like the happy little person. Now I'm inside. I'm getting all these different opportunities to, I had a very fast trajectory at Fidelity, management trainee, assistant manager, branch manager, vice president, regional marketing manager, open up the prototype for DC. I'm rocking and rolling. And so then I have to recruit new people. So I'm trying to recruit people that look like me, right? I can't tell you the hoops I had to go through to make that happen even. But here's what I know. So I'm in this. I just want to give you guys some background, right? And why I'm going to come back to my hopefulness, right? So, I'm inside and man, you just feel like at every turn, like you're getting boxed with like, whoa, you took that hit, but they didn't knock you out. Whoa, you took that hit, but they didn't knock you out. So, you're still on your path and I'm still having joy just around having access to this knowledge. And then I go on the radio and I'm like, woo, they actually sponsor my first radio show. So now Kathy Hughes gives me my start on radio, WOL. And then I'm coming on every night. I started out in DC when she only had 2 radio stations. Look at her now. But anyhow, so then I think I'm really making headway. And then it just became really clear to me one day. It became really clear to me that in order for me to really say what needed to be said to this community, y'all hear me now, that I had to come outside. Are you with me? Like in order to be really transparent and really share with folks what needed to happen, I could not be inside because, inside you're kind of muzzled, right? You can't say what needs to be said. Okay, so I leave and I start my first company, Owens Media Group, and that was all about investment education. So then I started partnering with these organizations, did tours with the National Association of Securities Dealers, State Farm, Allstate, all of these different companies became client, all under the guise of really wanting to help the community, go out in the community, educate the community, when really it was really a marketing ploy, right? So I have so much, I don't, what do I want to call it? Not suspicion. Yeah, suspicion, right? Let me just be clear, right? So then I did, and I was like, so now they're just looking at people as a marketing ploy, not really wanting to help people. Okay, so I do that for a while. I go back and start consulting again with one of those big companies, and then it just became really, really clear It just like, God was like, nope. Because like I would go into these organizations and, they make you an offer you can't review, very good pay, company car, bonuses, this sort of thing. But then you're just miserable. It's just like, I'm going to tell you, God will not bless anything. Every time I thought I was taking the easy way out or, getting the big ticket, boom, he would shut it down. He would make my life so miserable. It's like, wow. So then, and imagine my poor husband, this woman is accustomed to making a certain amount of money. And then she says, oh, I'm leaving that. And I'm just going to start from scratch and I'm going to help these people. Well, long story short, thank God for my husband. So anyhow, so it became really, really clear that I know what my calling is. It's just that it's really been, this ziggy zaggy. That's all I want you to know. And so then I come back out and I leave corporate again, and then I write the book, A Purse of Your Own, and then I start the Purse of Your Own campaign, and we have these purse groups starting up everywhere. And so, women all over the country are reading a Purse of Your Own. They have these purse groups, and they grow to about 1,400, and then they kind of dwindle. And what I learned from that really was, again, that lack of knowledge, no one in the group actually having foundational knowledge about how to invest, didn't allow those groups to flourish. So then I pivot, right? And so I pivot, and it really was my son who said, Mom, you wrote this book, you put this, so I had wrote a curriculum for a university, proctored that course, and then I at that point knew I didn't want to teach. Now the funny thing is that my idea really for that curriculum and to teach it came from, how many of you saw the story? And I think I told y'all this before. How many of you saw the story, Why Did I Get Married? Do you guys remember that movie, Why Did I Get Married? Janet Jackson. To me, it was Tyler Perry's best movie ever. Best writing, best actors. And so in that movie, if you guys remember, Janet Jackson was a professor and she was on a book tour. So I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, literally, that's what I'm going to do. So I had already written the book, A Purse of Your Own. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go on tours in universities. So really, when we started the Purse campaign, I went on these tours and I would go to universities and schools, talk about A Purse of Your Own, enroll these people into the A Purse of Your Own campaign. And one of those universities, Bay Path in Long Meadow, Massachusetts, was like, man, we love this. Would you do a curriculum based on your book? So I do it, right? So then I proctor that online course, and I got to tell you, I have much respect for you adjunct professors. But if another one of them young students but texted me talking about, how come you won't answer my question? I was like, I got office hours. Don't be bugging me on my phone. So at that point, I knew I didn't want to be an adjunct professor. But here I am. I built this curriculum. And so, I'm talking to my son. Now, my son he's just a really smart person. He started out in advertising and brand reputation. Now he's a big muckety muck with a big firm doing strategy. But anyhow, every year he would come home during Christmas. He said, Mom, come on, let's do some strategy on the business. So he said, okay, Mother, this is what I think you should do. So we're going to name this company. You're all about education. So I want you to do this. WealthyU. It's all about wealth. The 7-1 habit. It's going to be WealthyU. And then what I want you to do is take the curriculum and use the curriculum as part of WealthyU. And then you're going to let people go through the curriculum. Women go through the curriculum, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, and he says, and then Mother, you're known as America's Wealth Coach. So coaching is personal. So you need to coach people. I looked at him and I was like, there is no way that I'm going back into advising people one-on-one, you're nuts. He was like, nah, just try. So I tried it. So we launched WealthyU. We launched the wealth coaching. It takes off, right? So that's in 2015. So, doing this wealth coaching, and I coach, over 5 years, I probably coached 1,000 women. Thousands of women. I know if we look back on the records, thousands. And I learned so much about the struggle and the lack of accessibility that people were being given to investments. Now, hear me out. So, one of my coaching clients wants to open up an SEP IRA. She had never been in an investment company before. And so she's intimidated. How many of you, like if you were ever to reach out to an investment company, if you've never done it before, or if you never visit a T. Rowe Price, a Fidelity, or Merrill Lynch, how many of you in the chat, let me know, how many of you would be intimidated by that? Okay, so I don't know people are intimidated by it, right? I don't know people are, because from my purview, it's 20 years later. Like, people can just walk into investments, it's on and popping. You're online, you got the internet, all of this. So I go into the office with her, and she asked the lady for an SEP IRA application, and then can she sit down and see what the ones. The lady says, oh no, what's your social security number? I'll open the account for you. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Isn't somebody going to sit down with her and give her a sense of what her options are? What would be appropriate based on her risk? I mean, this is what I did back in the day. And it didn't matter if you had 2,500 or 2.5 million. Well, no, you have to have an appointment, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, I know what this is about. You don't feel like if she doesn't have enough money, she can't even see an advisor. So that's when it was just like, wow. Are you kidding me? Do you mean that the lack of accessibility, and if you don't know what questions to ask, then you're on your own, right? I mean, agree or disagree with ladies, are you on your own out here? Like, enter at your own risk, because nobody is out here to help you. Okay? And so then I was just like, man, something's got to give. So in January of last year, Stephanie and I put together this whole community, membership program, community, launching it, yada, yada, yada. And then for whatever reason, I was just like, Stephanie, no, we're not going to do that. I just don't believe that women are going to be able to learn this on their own. It's so personal. They're not going to be transparent, like yada, yada, yada. All these little doubts. You guys ever have little doubts? You ever say no before you even try it? How many of you ever done that, right? So I'm saying no for all of y'all. Everybody in the society right now, I said, no, y'all are going to do it. And then COVID hits. And I say to Stephanie, man, I started getting calls from all of these coaching clients. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? The market's going down, blah, blah, blah. So then I go on, live like I'm doing right now, just talking. Hey, the market is this, historical returns, blah, 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 just educating. And then Stephanie and I had already created this thing, so we just said, boom, we just took off, right? And so now you look at the WealthyU Society, a year later, we're into our 6th cohort, and to see, so here's where I'm going, guys. So I started out with, you can be restless with worry, or you can be restless with hope, right? So ladies, that's where we're at right now, hope. I believe we have nailed it in terms of what it's going to take to scale this to 1 million women or more, right? And to be able to deliver it in a way that we see immediate transformation, right? So we've got people in cohort 1, cohort 2, cohort 3, cohort 4, cohort 5, cohort 6, and you guys are killing it. I mean, you're investing in stock, you're applying what you're learning how to analyze and research stock, you're going into your portfolio and your retirement account at work, you're opening Roth IRAs. It is happening. Okay? And here's how I feel. I feel like, wow, I've been on this journey this long, and now I see it. But here's what I want you to understand. It happened exactly the way it needed to happen, right? Like some of you told me if COVID hadn't happened and I had offered WealthyU Society before then, I wouldn't have had your attention because you would have been too busy running around and not want. Now look at y'all. On a Wednesday night, you guys are here together and we're talking about investing and growing. And any other time, you probably would have been out at, I don't know, the Cheesecake Factory or somewhere like that, eating something you didn't need to eat, drinking something you didn't need to drink, and instead you're off in here with me. Why? Because the pandemic, it exposed so many things. But the most important thing it exposed, are y'all with me? The most important thing that it exposed is how fragile, right, our economic existence is, and the fact that we cannot rely on anything or anyone. We have to take ownership. Agree or disagree? All right? So let me just look at that. Yes, Deborah, you helped us get through and level up. Thank you, Anita. Now, here's what I want you to know, though. Y'all helped me get through and level up. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this really forced me to press in. And it forced me to have a sense of urgency. And it forced me to invest in even leadership for growing this company and organization so that we can build the infrastructure, that we can deliver with the type of excellence that this team will execute on, and that will only get bigger. For those of you in the WealthyU Society, I would love to hear your comments on how the WealthyU Society has impacted you and the way we deliver on the promise that we make to teach you how to analyze, research, build wealth, and up-level your finances. In the chat, let me know what do you think about the way this team executes, because the issue is it is not about me. That's what's very clear, right? It is not about me. It is in order to build this, everyone in this community has to engage, right? And more importantly, it's about results. Now, that's what I tell the team members, right? The WealthyU ambassadors, the executive admins, Deprina. It is about results. We measure our effectiveness by the results that all of you are having, right? She came in, she started here. And so this week, we launched, it was last week, we launched WealthyU Society 2.0. And in WealthyU Society 2.0, we are going to the next level, but we're very clear on the path that each of the members in the WealthyU Society the milestones that they have to achieve in order to really have a sustainable transformation. So for those of you who may not have saw that launch, who are in the WealthyU Society, in the WealthyU Society community, I really want to encourage you to listen to what is coming, right? So WealthyU Society 2.0, we're very focused on you achieving 4 milestones. And when you do that, we know that you're going to be, your growth is going to accelerate. So how did we come up with these milestones? We came up with these milestones because we looked at the women in this community who have who get the further fastest, right? So what do they have in common? And then we identified these 4 milestones, and that's what we are committed to helping every woman in this community achieve, right? So the first thing is really understanding, what is your wealth gap? You know, what is it going to take you to really achieve financial security, financial independence? And that's different. That's different for everybody, right? Now, once you achieve that wealth gap, then what are the things that you need to know in order to accelerate your financial growth? And so the next milestone that we see is that women learn how to analyze and research their existing investments and optimize them, right? Milestone number 2. Milestone number 3 is they actually learn how to analyze and research stock and are no longer fearful. I mean, they understand that process. Then they open up an outside investment account outside of their retirement account. They may start with a stash app, but then the next level from that is they actually open up a full-fledged brokerage account, and now they have other assets that they're growing. If we help you achieve those 4 milestones and we keep you focused on that, we know that your growth is going to accelerate, because that's what all the women who achieve these goals do. And then think about it. So now I just asked you for your wins. Now let me just show you how this correlates, right? So I went in I said, tell me what your wins are, right? Your wins were what? Paying off debt, right? Opening a stash account, increasing my 401k. If you look in this chat, all of the milestones are what everybody's pursuing and are acting on. That's what I mean about results. So here's the deal. That's the real power of this community. The real power of this community is the accountability and support. Agree or disagree with me, ladies? You know that on any given day, you can come in the Facebook group, you can come on WealthyU Wind Down Wednesday, you can come to any of our myriad of trainings, our special trainings. What have we just had? Crowdfunding, right? Like real live people that you got to meet, that they weren't theoretical people. And so that's the power. The power is not the knowledge. This is I want all of you to get. Yes, we have a world-class curriculum based on my book, A Purse of Your Own, published by Simon & Schuster. Okay? Researched. You know, this isn't fluff. This isn't something that we went out and, you know, I went and saw somebody else's training, came back and said, I'm going to train it. No, this, the core and exactly what you need to know to build wealth is all here, right? But the secret sauce, and this is why I want you guys to know why I am so hopeful. And that is because what I underestimated was the power of community, right? Like, so many people want to say that women can't get along, that women are too competitive, that women won't support one another, yada, yada, yada. But the truth is, that's exactly what women will do. Like-minded. So let me just talk about Black women for a minute, right? Now, the other reason I am so hopeful is because I am a Black woman, right? And I know the pitfalls, right? Because there's some things that Black women do that I can have a conversation about where you put yourselves in financial jeopardy. Gotta get a drink of water to go now. Now I'm coming down some people's street. Let me just wet the palate a little bit. See, the truth is that we have to have some hard conversations in this community. And so people always ask me, oh, why you only deal with black women, blah, 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 right? Everybody's welcome. But the truth is that black women have some unique challenges. And culturally, there are some things within our culture that support us being in financial jeopardy. Agree or disagree with me? Ladies, agree or disagree with me? We are the major enablers. Okay? Women will say to me, oh, well, I can't do that. I can't join the WealthyU Society. That's too much. And then in the next breath, they will tell me, well, I spent $50,000 sending my child to private school and now they dropped out. You know what I'm saying? So can I be real? Some of y'all grandmamas sending checks to so-and-so. And here's what I want you to understand is that you cannot value what you don't earn. So I know, I truly understand everything that we do to help our children. But what we have to understand is sometimes we're not helping our children, we are harming our children. All right? Now you can argue with me if you want to, but I got plenty of relatives. Woo! I could tell you some story, my own family included. I was raised by an enabler. And I love her dear. She's the most generous woman that you will ever meet. She is a giver. But givers have to have limits because takers don't. Takers don't have any limits. Agree or disagree with me, ladies? Right? So the point I want to make with all of you is the reason this community is so important is because I'm going to challenge you on conventional wisdom. And any woman who's been in private coaching with me, they know when they come to me with that, what they got to do for so-and-so, and I see their purse is half empty, it's like, oh no, sis, we're having none of that, right? We are not giving from a half full cup because I will guarantee you your butt will be in financial jeopardy. Agree or disagree? Whose street am I walking down, or am I just going around the city and I'm on everybody's streets? Right? So, the point I'm making, ladies, and I know this was, I kind of went around the block on this one. But the reason I am so hopeful is that I feel like we're exactly where we need to be at the right time for this thing to take off like a rocket. And it is critical that we do, because I don't know, I stopped watching the news because good night. If you watch the news, you would think that, the whole world was about to implode and that there was no hope and that, just put your head back under the covers, nothing else matters. And that can't be further from the truth. Ladies, I think we're right where we need to do. We've been through everything we needed to go through to get to where we need to be, to basically change the financial trajectory of our community. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to do that together, right? So that's why I'm so hopeful, and that's what I learned this year. And so the good things, here's the good news. The good news is that we will continue to enhance what we do and deliver it. And our goal is to always accelerate, right? Always to accelerate you from where you are now to the next level. And so we will continue to make tweaks to WealthyU to support you. So the other thing for those of you who are in the WealthyU Society, you need to know is that now there is training every week, right? So you've got training you had Stash App training. You will have how to analyze and research stock training every month. You will have how to analyze and research mutual funds every month. You will have how to how to actually place a brokerage trade, how to have a stock watch list every month. Yeah, right. It'll be on Mondays. Every month you'll be able to plug in, and because you need to be able, the thing that became really clear to me is that the women who get further the fastest, they're executing. You know what I mean? They show up, they're prepared, they've done the skill building, they've done the work. And so what that's going to require for all of you is to come correct. And that's what I told the team. Because not only are you going to get all this training, but then you're going to get me twice a month, right? And twice a month, that training is going to be implementation, applying what you're learning to your situation. And sort of in order to take advantage of that, you're going to have to already come prepared. So you're going to be learning more of that. Tomorrow night, we have strategic advisory. So, just all I'm going to tell you, buckle your seatbelts and get ready. Now, for those of you who are not in the WealthyU Society, all is not lost. This is not just for people who are in the WealthyU Society. This is for people who are saying, man, what is she talking about? What they doing? They learning how to do that and learn how to do that. Not to worry. Guess what? Isn't it spring? It's spring outside. It's sun is shining, the rain and the flowers coming up. So it's time for you guys to do some spring cleaning. And that means it's time for your financial makeover. Our next challenge is May 10th. Our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge is May 10th. You can sign up right in the WealthyU community. If you're not in the Facebook WealthyU community and you're watching me on another platform, YouTube, come on over to Facebook, go to WealthyU community. Come on in. You can go bit.ly, WealthyU community, join WealthyU community. I want to encourage all of you, help us on our mission to help 1 million women get to $1 million in net worth, and invite all your friends. Now, for those of you in the WealthyU Society, in fact, I was on LinkedIn, and somebody was wishing me a happy birthday, and I said, oh, thank you. They were like, man, I got to get into that WealthyU Society. My friend, that's all she talks about, right? So some of you who are in the society, and your family, your cousins, everybody's sick of you talking about WealthyU, right? You in a cult. You done went and got saved, and now you want everybody to be saved too. Well, we're going to do it. We're going to evangelize for WealthyU in the correct way. And the correct way to do that, lady, is just to invite people into our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. We're going to show them how to do what? What they going to learn? They're going to learn how to clean out their purse. They're going to learn how to find the money to invest. They're going to learn how financial markets work. They're going to learn how to accelerate their financial growth. And then guess what's going to happen? Then we're going to invite them. The WealthyU Society will open again for new members. And then if they choose to take that invitation, because we know their lives will be forever changed, because they're going to be with this amazing, amazing group of women and community, then at that point they can. So that's what's up, ladies. We are about to open the challenge. So that's the other thing. That's why I'm so hopeful. Because the other thing we didn't realize is just how it's important for people to believe, right? Like, we've had women in this community. We have women in this community who earn $50,000, and they're on their way to $500,000, right? And we have women in this community who've earned several $100,000, and when they got here, they had so little because they weren't capturing any of that for themselves. And why is that? That's because no one ever taught them, right? So what I want you to understand is that it's not about more income. All right, many of you feel like, oh, if I just earn $10,000 more, $20,000 more, or whatever, $100,000 more, that it's going to change for me. No, no. Biggie said it right. More money, more problems. If you do not learn how to be a good steward of the resources that you already have, more money is simply going to do what? Cause more problems, right? And so this community and what this 5-day Savvy Money Makeover is about is sharing the exact steps that you need to take to put a stake in the ground, to take ownership of your finances, to begin to serve your goals, your future goals, instead of everybody else's, right? Everybody else could be, I don't know who that everybody else could be for you. It could be your child. It could be Nordstrom. It could be a whole lot of people. It could be Apple. It could be, I don't know what, like, here's the point I want to make. People know I am not up here talking about, girl, you better say that, aluminum foil. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being smart with your money. And I'm talking about paying yourself first and making your financial future a priority. And the only way that will happen is that if you're in a community of like-minded women and you really see the process. So why I love the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover is because we really each day give you a practical way of really fun. Shoes. Somebody said shoes. I know that's right. Woo! I ain't gonna tell y'all about the shoes I have over in that closet right now. They need to go. And but actually, you better put them on Poshmark, girl. Don't wait too long, because right now you can put them shoes on Poshmark and get some money. You let them go out of style, you out of luck. No, I digress. But anyhow, the reason for the reason that the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge is so powerful is because you come out of it seeing the possibility. In the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover, not only do we show you how to find the money to invest, how to double the money that you invest, but we also show you how to put that money to work. And so you literally will be shown how, by applying the right knowledge, the right systems, and applying it, how you can actually build that 7-figure investment portfolio that you may have not thought was possible, or how to build it to 7 figures and beyond. And so that's right. You need to learn how to do that. And that's exactly what you're going to learn in our 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. You're going to learn how to be a savvy sister and how to get your financial house in order. And so I think we're right up to 9 o'clock. And so again, I want you to, thanks for hanging out with me on WealthyU Wind Down. In summary, that is why I am so hopeful. I am hopeful because I see the results of so many of you in this past year who have come in, and you have far exceeded any of my wildest dreams. It may have taken me decades to get here, but it's exactly where we need to be. And when I just think about the evolution of WealthyU and just my own journey and the different books that I've written over the years, and now it's crystal clear what needs to happen in order to make this dream of having 1 million Black women get to $1 million in net worth. So ladies, we're just getting started, but we need your help. We need you to lean in. We need you to invite your friends to the 5-day Savvy Money Makeover Challenge. It won't cost them anything. We do give them an opportunity to get some exposure to some of the tools that our WealthyU Society members get. But, we want them to come into this challenge and let them see that it is possible for them, that they can learn how the financial markets work, that they can be savvy with their money, that they can learn the jargon of investments, that they can wake up in the morning and turn on CNBC and understand everything that's being said, that they can see different opportunities, that they can learn how to evaluate opportunities, that they can learn how to equity crowdfund and investments like all of you got exposure to, that you can. And all it takes, it's not hard, but it's not easy. And we've got everything you need to support, everything you need, and everything that you need to be supported right here in WealthyU. All right, so that's going to do it for me tonight. Thanks for joining me for WealthyU Society. Don't forget, strategic advisory tomorrow night for all cohorts. So 8 and 9 o'clock, and I'll see you then. So good night, everybody.